Yep.
Heads up! Heads up! Here's another one. Alright.
So, obviously the position that RJ here made infamous. And keep this in mind too, that that all of those people who say that the gi is not useful or not practical, this is a gi technique. That's all this is. So when I'm sitting here and I'm tied up in a sport jiu-jitsu mode and this guy grabs my sleeve, like he's grabbing a hold of my sleeve in order to do a takedown, I come in here, I brace with this elbow, and then I come here and I break that grip. This is just a gi technique or whatever. So despite what most people say about, well, gi is not practical, there is a lot of transference. Now there might be little tweaks and differences, like the gi, maybe you do it this way, but a t-shirt you do it this way. There is absolutely a lot of back and forth trade-off and stuff like that. If you understand the concept of how the gi is used, then I can take any fabric and use it in the same way, including the t-shirt. I just have to maybe do it slightly different. But if you don't have a clue on how it's used, then you'll never be able to adapt that technique. And this gets into that whole thing about condition response and stuff like that. I mean, that was a condition response that he did that day, you know, that has like become famous to the point of piracy.
And a very big money.
So anyway, the way the technique is done, understand how the grip of the pistol works. So the pistol works this way. Anything that is working perpendicular to the direction of travel is going to work to my advantage. Now because you have a 90-degree angle here, what's going to happen is if we're sitting in here and he grabs a hold of that pistol, for me to break grip here is to my advantage. But if I'm here, if I try to point down and break grip, now it's to his advantage. You understand? So the direction of travel is going to be perpendicular to his grip, so he's going to have an advantage versus I rotate this way. So this is why it's important when you're here, and even when you saw in his video, when he's tied up here, he goes here and he's breaking in this direction of travel. He's not trying to do it this way and try and pull back, because that only increases the opponent's grip. It doesn't increase yours. So also, the thing that you're looking for is, just like we've talked about in the past, if he holds and he grips that extremely tight, if I just break the wrist down, the grip gets extremely loose.
Right.
So what I'm aiming for, although it's not always possible, what I'm aiming for is the inside of the wrist.
Okay.
So when I come in here and I'm tied up, he grabs a hold of my gun, what I'm doing is I want to get his hand down to my knee. When I saw, you know, another person trying to mimic this technique, basically what they're doing is they're bringing their knee up here and they're trying to do this. You're going to get thrown back on your butt, right? You want to get in, get down, and then basically what I'm going to do is this is going to be my direction of travel, okay? Not back. It's going to be into the retention position, because once I break this grip, once I come here, I want to be right in retention. So I can make my shots, and that's exactly what had happened in the video. So basically the technique is I come up, he sees, he grabs a hold from here. I'm looking to come in here with my knee, and I'm looking to push in on that wrist as I break down. So now I'm left in retention. I can fire my shots immediately, as opposed to coming in here, basically trying to slip off my knee. I have to get below my kneecap with this position. So once I get here, there's no way that he can hold, because his wrist starts to break against the force of my knee. Now when I come into retention, I fire those shots into the hip, and then from there, that's where we start actually moving off angle and moving up our body.